Children's rights are really part of my life. It's not just a professional issue, it's part of me. It's like the wallpaper around me. Identity is not just what you normally see on your passport front page, or it's not just about biometric data like fingerprints or iris. Therefore, it's about your personality rather than your person as identified on papers. That means it's also about where you come from, who you really are, how you relate to your family. I mean, that's an important dimension which we also find in the Convention on the Rights of the Child, Article 8, which really adds this additional issue of family relations. And that's how I want to that's how I would like to look at the whole issue. I think it's something which and unless we do something about it, it's going to have, as I said, a lifelong impact. That means it can go on through adulthood. What you suffered in your childhood has often very long-term repercussions. And not only that, it can even pass on to the next generation. It can be a generational issue because every time you want to identify where you come from, you may have to come back to your parents, but also to your grandparents, and so on and so forth. So when I was United Nations Special Rapporteur, which is not so long ago, I traveled to many countries, and I always wanted to meet with children who are particularly vulnerable. And amongst those particularly vulnerable groups are exactly those who are deprived of their identity because they come from another country or their parents are undocumented, and the implications for the children are that, that, for instance, they can't go to school. So, and education is such a fundamental aspect of a person's life. It's a passport to opportunities. Lacking this identity, a proof of identity, exposes you to criminal and illicit acts, and there are a lot of people out there, criminal organizations, individuals who want to exploit that. And so, for instance, if you think of children who are on the move, who have arrived without their identity documents, they can easily be recruited by a criminal organization, be forced into prostitution, forced labor. So that are really, really serious risks. When I think about the issue of child identity, I know that denying depriving children of their identity, falsifying their identity, it can have such an impact on their lives. And why? Because, I mean, it goes against the very principle that children are rights holders and that they should not be discriminated again. And if you don't have an identity in whatever area, you are being discriminated. Society rejects you. You're not a complete person. Whether you're a child or an adult, you don't count. And that's really, again, talking about children, it's one of the basic principles of the Convention on the Rights of the Child, the right not to be discriminated. So let's take away that element which prompts this discriminatory attitude of society.